Hello, hello. Oh, tick buffering. Use microphone from web HD cam. I think that's where we need to use it from. You can hear me? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Perfect. Perfect. So now we are back in business, at least audio wise. So right now I'm gonna go from here to just showing you what I do with my hands. Right now we're going to be in a situation where I'm gonna be putting resin in something that I already engraved. I love to mix the ideas of stuff I do. What I mean by that is right here is where I engraved this thing right here. This Chewbacca on a plaque. And I also put a little Brother L on the back of this. But this is what I did. So right now I'm going to do something that I've not seen done before anywhere else. And that is mixing some of the resin format with some of what they call, I'm mixing the resin with engraving. So there you're just going to end up seeing my hands. So I'm taking this hard stuff here. It's called hard resin. And matter of fact, before I start, I'm going to pop on my record. I like to record this kind of stuff. I'm going to do it with my hands. Start it and finish it. That's how we live it. That's how we live it. No, just kidding. But yeah, that's how we live it. And you know what else? I am going to put on here, this screen, another bigger camera. So if you bear with me, y'all can actually see a better view of this than my little view that I'm going to put on now. Boom, 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 boom. And I am going to make this bigger. Jigger my zigger. Take this, move this from here. Ha! This is the new software I'm using just to make sure that everybody can see what I'm doing, and I'm using my Canon R8 to do this. Now we're going to record this because I think this is cool to record. So yes, I'm recording this. We're going to be using this plaque that I already previously subscribed. It's a nice plaque. You know, it has the holes in the back. I can put it inside. I'm going to be mixing resin with this. It's called UV resin. I'm going to show you the ins and outs about it and how it works. The hard UV resin is a little bit more still and controllable. The other UV resin, which is the UV resin that has what do you call those? The UV resin that actually has the soft is kind of runny and watery. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use this one in order to do what I need to do here. I'm going to fill in the space. And when you're doing this, I always suggest, no matter what, try to have gloves. Having gloves is very detrimental to your safety. I always say stay safe first, no matter what. Safety first, everything else second. And by me saying that, I live what I say and say what I mean and mean what I say. I, for a fact, try my best to make sure that everybody else sees what I see. Well, I see you guys, a couple more people. Macaro, what's up, what's up? I try to say hi to as many people as I can as that jump on. For this particular plaque, I would like to use a white color. Or would y'all like red? If you have a suggestion, please make a suggestion. And when you get a chance, please subscribe, like, or hold on to as much as you can when you're doing this. Because I'm going to try my best to do what I can do to help. Ooh, this is what I need right here. So when you're dealing with UV resin, the tools you use are very detrimental to how you use them. Found these little guy, this little guy right here. This is little dipping sprays, stuff like that. So I can use this little cup to pour into where I need to pour into. And guess what? That's what I'm going to do. And these are going to be the directionals. I'm going to use this to move stuff around. So first order of business, put some UV resin. There you go. I put it just a dab. When I say a dab, literally that's how much I put in there. This is going to be a quick one. But like I said, nothing quick doesn't mean it's not going to be done right. Quick just means that I'm going to do what I need to do. Now this is a highlighted one. So this is a cool one. This is a white one. I'm thinking of any bright color. But even when you're dealing with bright colors, you want a bright color that can go with it. And you know what? Chewbacca, I'm thinking gold. I'm liking the goldish color. Now we got other colors here. It's either gold or yellow. You know what? I think I already opened up the orange. We're going to use orange. In reference to the Knicks. Go Knicks. If you're not a Knicks fan, I'm sorry. Everybody's not perfect. Oh, you said white. Alright. Somebody said white. So since you said white, I'm going to go with it. I love it when a fan actually interacts with me. So right now, you see how much I put in there, right? All you have to do is take this, open her up. Oh, let me get something to open her up with. You get to see everything in front of you. So when you're dealing with these new ones, obviously you got to open it, but half the people don't realize that there's a little tape on it. And yes, I say safety first, but then you see me coming at this thing with a razor blade. So I'm just trying to open this thing. So at this point, I can just cut right on the seams. When I cut on the seams, there you go. Now it should be easier to open, which it is. Ooh, and this is a sparkly one too. Please let me know what you think about my new camera. So this is my R8 camera. This is, you just take one little scoop of this. See right there? Boom, that's all you need. Mix it in the resin. Like me. Once you take it out, put it in, because you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot for the bang. Just need enough to mix it up. So when I say UV resin, everybody that does resin don't do it the same way. They like the other one that you mix an A and a B and all that other stuff. I don't like mixing A and B's. You know why? Because if you don't mix it too long, it messes up. You mix it too short, it messes up. I don't like the idea of the messing up. Then it doesn't cure right. And if it doesn't cure right, what happens? It doesn't make your stuff get to where it needs to get to. Now this, you said white, right? This is actually coming out a nice white, silvery, metallic color. Look at that, look at that. You can't go wrong with that. Hold on one second. I'm going to make sure I focus in on this. Let me see. I'm going to focus in. Actually, I can take this screen and do something with it. See? Right there. Boom. I for a fact did that with it. And you know what? I'm going to lighten this up. I feel that it's a little bit dark. I want to make sure y'all see what I see. But that's a good thing about using a real camera. I can do that on a spur of the moment. But look at that. Look at that. That's a nice creamy metallic color. All you have to do is mix in. See that little powder? Did a lot of bang for it. Did a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to that. So the only thing I'm doing is mixing it up, make sure it's nice and like silvery, which it is. It's nice and silvery. We're going to now take this. I'll move it closer to you so you can see exactly what I'm trying to do. So in the grooves of what I did, I'm just going to try to pour some in. See if it runs to where I need it to run to. Keep it on the grooves. This probably was a really bad idea, but who am I to make good decisions on a bad day? Especially on a hot day. But you see, everywhere that's light, that's where I'm going to be grooving it into. And believe me, like things like this, you never figure out how you're doing it until you actually do it. So for everybody that say, oh, well, you didn't get it right, it doesn't matter. You got to mess up in order to figure out if that's what you really want to do. Sometimes it takes time to do that or figure that part out. Me, I love figuring stuff out, even if it's the wrong way first. So I've had this particular plaque for a very long time. Ever since I got the engraver last year. And since I got the engraver last year, that's when I was doing it. I'm going to read some of the stuff. Do you see? Every time you go up to bat, it's not a guarantee you're going to hit a home run, but it is a guarantee that you tried. And I always say try. Now, normally what I would have done first is put some plastic down. My goal is not to get everything in the inside. I'm caring about getting everything from getting on the outside. So long as the outside is where I need it to be, I don't really care about the inside too much. And then again, it's just resin. So right here, we're going to do this. Now, normally I would say, alright, once you put it on here, you know what? I'm going to try something even better than this. I'm going to put some in here, and I'm going to try it like my screen printing. So my screen printing, I usually take like a squeegee or a sponge and go across it. And see if it fills in the gaps. And if it fills in the gaps, it's great. If it doesn't, you know what? I just lose a card. Let's look for a card here. I have plenty of cards, but I can't find one this particular second. Why is that? I can normally find a card. You know what? I'm going to find one of these cards. So now, I'm going to try to squeegee in. And it should go straight in only the cracks that I need it to go in. This is how, when you do screen printing, it's the same thing. You just go over it once, and you fill in the template. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm just filling in the template with all the resin that I need, right? And with the leftover resin, put it right back in. See how that works? I don't actually lose nothing by doing this. I get the resin in the cracks that I need it to be in without putting it in every single crack. And again, this was me just learning how to do this. Let's see how it comes out. Look at that, look at that, look at that. No waste, no mace. Now, we're going to take this resin over here, move it away from the area that you're using it, because if you keep it in the area, this light will mess it up. I'm going to take a dry rack over it right now. Hey people, I'm back. I just wanted to take a paper towel and dab the outside a little bit, because I should have my resin where it needs to be at in the middle. But at the same time, when it starts to solidify, I want to make sure it solidifies where it needs to. You know what? Now that I'm looking over it, I see some areas that could use a little bit more. And I'm glad I still have some of this left. So now I'm just going to do this. I'm going to pour some in. Try to keep it combined, because I still want some of it to be seen. You know what I mean? At least, if not all the way in the middle, at least on the outside. So this could be a wonderful disaster or a wonderful idea of something that's supposed to happen in the first place. Let's see what happens. I'm going to put it basically on the outside of it. I see it all sparkling. I want to see if it sparkles all the way I need it to. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. So I put it all in the cracks. Put a little bit more on this side. But at the end of the day, I just want some resin in here. See, my idea was for me to follow the lines the way it is, and it looks like I'm actually doing a good job of it now. See how long it takes for me to learn something? I need to be a teacher somewhere. That's what I need to do. Ooh, you see what I just did there? You know what? I started right there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this now over here too. It's kind of cool the way it's making an outline of it, right? That's so awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is awesome. You know what? I'm gonna try to get the rest of it in here too, as much as I can. See, I'm always about the labor of love. I love making things. I love promoting things. I love being a part of something versus being a part of nothing. And I just finished doing that right there. Look at that. Look at that. Oh yeah. I actually filled it in pretty good. So you know what? I'm going to leave it just like that. I'm using all my stuff at my own disposal. Let me see what happens if I do this. Now we're going to see what happens when you mix this with engraving. Now, mind you, I didn't make it too light. I didn't make it too dark. This is literally just a test. This is the light. You got to move everything that you have to do with the actual UV light away from the area. Because if you don't, it's going to actually turn to stone. That's the funny part. It actually is. And when it does, it's going to be the hardest thing to get rid of. So now, I'm going to take this and watch this. I'm going to start up here and work my way down. The reason why I do that is because when you start up here, it's less UV on it. So as it's doing its job, I just move it down slow. Move it down slow. Move it down slow. And I'm moving it down slowly just to make sure it does what it needs to do. Now I can move it further up just to make sure I get all of it. Because once it's done, it's going to be completely done. But you see those other grooves I have? I could put another color there. I'm only going to do one color, and next week I'm going to show you the ending result. But this thing, you see how it has a countdown on it? The countdown is where I make sure everything is supposed to be right. Now, I'm just going to drop this on top of here and let it finish out its 50 seconds. So while it's finishing out its 50 seconds, I'm going to open it up to another cam of me. Alright, let me see if I can get this camera back up. Yeah. Boom. How y'all doing, everybody? See, this is me. This is my face. I look rough today. I didn't get a chance to shave, no nothing. But as we're waiting, there are 22 seconds left. I still didn't want to lose this show. I didn't want to think that I'm giving up on something that I have a love for. I love this stuff. So being that I love this stuff, I wanted to make sure that I'm showing everybody the things that I'm capable of. You know, and things that you're capable of. I learned how to do this today. I just made sure I did it today. Oh, you see that stuff, right? I seen this stuff. You seen this stuff. Let's put this camera down and get back in action. Let's see what we've done. Now, the first sign of it being bad is if I do this and it runs. You know what? It's actually dry. Look at that. Look at that. A little wet only because of the outside of the wood, but we can always wipe that up. Look at what we did though. We actually created something. You see how it has that little plastic on the top? Because you put the resin on top and that's where it is, right? Me, I found out that when you don't put the light on for long enough, it does run. These are the kind of things you gotta learn. That's why I said I'm putting this in like this now. And guess what? It's gonna cook for another couple of minutes. Next week, y'all going to find a surprise on what it looks like, because I think I'm gonna fill the whole thing up with different types of colors. So for me, this is still a win because it look. I can touch that to the touch. It's not rubbing up. It's not coming up or nothing. When you touch this, it's obviously gonna come up, but at least the main bulk of it is getting to where it needs to be. Now, when you're dealing with UV, they'd rather you do it on something white so it can reflect through, because if not, the bottom is not going to solidify. That's what they always say. And you see how I'm doing the top now? Then I got to also do a separate lighting for the bottom. So the top didn't move at all. The bottom moved a little bit, but it moved a little bit based on it wasn't so completely successfully UV'd. So this is where also I brought something else. Aha! I got a UV light here too that I can put directly on here. Nobody knows that you could double UV anything, but I wanted to make sure that I got everything I was supposed to do on this. Now I'll work my way across. Work my way across. I like the way that people are still coming on. I got 24 people on. Thank you for the people that showed up. I'm trying to stay consistent. If you stay consistent with me, we're going to learn something new every single day. Now you see how I stopped over here? Now I'm going to flip this bad boy, put it on this side, make sure no UV is near it, and put it for another couple of minutes. And then I'm going to have this lamp. You see what I'm doing? While the lamp is doing the bottom half, my flashlight is doing the other half. Now there's no such thing as overdoing on UV. There's an underdoing, but there's never something called overdoing. You always want to still just make sure that your stuff gets enough UV light. And I love the simple fact that I could do this and have another light. I might end up purchasing another light at Michael's. Michael's is the best place to get all your crafts and stuff, only because that's the only shop in town, believe it or not. Joann's closed, and I used to love Joann's. I lived in Joann's. Even the workers moved to Michael's, which is cool, but at the same time, I miss the Joann's flow. Had a home feeling. But like I said, long as we can get the stuff done we need to do. I want to teach as much as I can, and I want people to learn as much as you can. This camera I'm using is an R8, and I'm using the old lens. This old lens is a better camera than my webcam that I purchased from Best Buy. And I'm not endorsed by any of them, whether it be Best Buy or Joann's or Michael's. I just like their stuff. But I have no problem if they want me to endorse them. I buy a lot of stuff from them. Well, I try to. I don't buy a lot of stuff. I purchase a lot of things. I make a lot of things happen. And I love the idea of the craft. So now, we're going to try this again. No run. No wet. No stick. If you can hear what I hear, nothing. Boom. Now, by next week, I'm going to be filling in all those gaps with different colors. And I'm probably going to record it, so during the course of the week, if you really look in, you'll be able to see this cup coming in. But if you look really close, it got a glare to it. It looks like it's wet, right? I'm going to hit it with a wet nap later just to make sure I get the excess, stuff off, residual. But once it's up, oh my God, you're going to get what you're asking for. I want to thank everybody. You know what? I'm going to thank you in person. I'm going to pull this up. What's up, Fig? I want to thank everybody in person for showing up. This is my 6 o'clock. I've been doing this consistently for a couple of months now. Normally I do engraving. Today I was out taking pictures of some hawks. I do photography too, but I mainly do it for my own personal use. Being that I do it for my own personal use, I can't say that I didn't have time to come back and do this, because no matter what, I think you all are very important to me. Just for showing up, just show that you want to learn something new or do something new. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to give education where I can. At one point in time, I'm probably going to become a teacher of the arts of creativity or entrepreneurship. But until then, I'm going to have my fun with my own 9 to 5, which is my own 9 to 5. Right now, what you're looking at is me mixing engraving mixed with UV resin and teaching you the proper way of doing it. This is the first time I've ever did it, and I think I did a pretty good job if you look at what I've done. And being that that's the case, I would love for anybody, if they have any comments, good or bad. There's no such thing as bad advice or bad input. There's not such thing as a bad question. A question is a question to be answered. Me, I was out here taking pictures of some baby hawks, and if you look on my Still Moments NYC Instagram, you're gonna see the pictures that I took today with the birds. And I took a picture of a yellow bird in a botanical garden that had like a black beak and black feathers on the tips of his yellow wings. It was amazing. I'm going to be posting that probably later on tonight after I look over it. When I say straight out of the camera, that means I did not edit it at all. I didn't play with the outside, nothing. Straight out the camera. I put a 600 millimeter lens on one camera, then I put a 70 to 200 on the other, and whichever camera I had at the time, that's the camera that I used. The pictures came out amazing. But today, I always kind of want to teach everybody about the whole idea of engraving, UV resin, and any creativity that you want to put together. This morning, if you really know the person I am, I sat there and mixed DTF with embroidery. So I've been doing a lot of embroidery little jobs here and there, and with the embroidery jobs I've been doing, I've been mixing DTF. I've been mixing vinyl. To mix it and create it the right way with the right types, the only way you learn how to do it is to do it. Today, you caught my first video that I've ever seen that I've done where I mix my engraving with my UV resin and color. So I want to say everybody should be good. Oh, Dad is not a noun. What's up? What's up? I appreciate you for showing up. Thank you for liking my live. I appreciate you. I'm actually recording this too, so I'm probably going to edit it later and pop it on another thing. I learned a lot from you, brother. For a fact, You my inspiration, like a little mentor to me. Well, not little, you a big mentor to me. But like I said, I'm trying to just teach the masses and help out where I can. Help each one teach one. I'm that guy. Oh, thanks for the rose. Appreciate you, brother. So a little bit of what we did, I'm gonna go over it since people came in late. Well, not late. People just came in later. I took this engrave of Chewbacca. I outlined it with some UV resin inside the grooves. There you go, UV resin. And after I outlined it, I hit it with this light. So this is where I specifically mix two different styles of art, or two different arts. Matter of fact, let me take this glare off with this thing. Give me 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see if I turn off that light. There you go. No glare now. So I outlined inside the grooves, and it's perfect to the touch. In 2 minutes, it's done. Painting don't even take 2 minutes to dry. So that's why I said the UV resin. So by next week, I'm going to be painting in the rest of the grooves with the UV resin, and we're going to have a wonderful, beautiful design of Chewbacca. Now, I would like to do it maybe a little more deep dish, so then when I pour it in, it's not going anywhere other than in my grooves. But like I said, this was just the first time. The first time you try anything, it always comes out difficult. And when I mean difficult, I don't mean bad. I don't mean good. I just mean it's different. And once you try it out, guess what? Now you're not a stranger to it. So guess what? You're going to get better. The only way to get better is to keep on trying. So I want to thank everybody for showing up. Right now it's 45 minutes. So I've been doing this for 39 minutes. I appreciate everybody for showing up. And again, I'm going to stay consistent as much as I can. And I want you to hopefully count on me to stay consistent with you. Thanks a lot again. That is not a now, my brother. You have a good day, everyone. I love everything about positivity, and I want to spread as much as I can. So all I gotta say to you is peace out. I would have gave you the 2-finger kiss peace, but I got resin on my fingers. Safety first. Y'all have a wonderful day. Enjoy.